Another member of the Hoover dynasty is Max's brother, Ben. And Ben, you classically trained at CIA.
Yeah.
All the fancy stuff. But this was your first job.
Yeah, so we opened this business in 2015. I was still in high school. So my first job was scrubbing dishes in the back, but when we had less than 10 employees and we were still learning. So yeah, this was my first kitchen job ever, was with my family, yeah.
And why did you come back? I mean, you know, learning all those things and all the different types of food and
I was very, very lucky that I got to kind of leave our area and go and experience lots of different places, whether that was on the East Coast, the West Coast, wherever. So I got to learn lots of different cuisines and ways of doing things. And then, but I always knew that I wanted to come back. This is just where I'm from. These are my stomping grounds. These are my people. I've been lucky. I've got to work in half a dozen different states across the country, and I just feel like I can communicate with our people. This is my community. This is where I'm from.
And you said this is more of a hybrid.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was more straight Kansas City.
So a little bit, there's a little bit here and there, and that's what's so cool about barbecue is it's so regional and things change from state to state, and there's really no right answer. So what we tried to do was to learn the right ways to do things, the right ways we thought, which might be a Kansas City style rib, but a Texas style brisket, you know, something like that, or an Alabama style chicken. And then you bring all those things together, you put them on the same menu. So we're definitely not purists. We don't say it has to be this way, this way, this way. We try to find the way that our customer likes things to be and then try to lean into that. So it's like Texas brisket, St. Louis style ribs.
Texas makes the best brisket. That's the first time I ever had it. You know, do you think that's what they excel at? Because they do the beef stew, which is kind of...
That's pretty inflammatory. I don't know if I'm going to hard commit. That's
okay.
I think everybody's brisket is good.
Right, okay.
That's what I think.
I think yours is better, right?
I don't know.
Don't you think?
We
That's something to master.
people keep eating it, so
Brisket's
that's all
tough.
I know.
Frankie's.
Yes. Yeah.
And you were going to do Pizza Deli.
Yes, so Frankie's Pizza and Delicatessen will hopefully be opening early September this fall.
Okay.
You know, growing up in this area where, you know, I think
There's a million
different right
pizzas.
ways to do it. There's a million different ways to do it, but I grew up on sheet pan pizza. You know, we're just trying to feed the family on a Friday night. You know, you order a sheet pan pizza. And it's a little bit like a focaccia style dough, square, a little bit taller, but very light, very crispy, very reminiscent of what everybody around here grew up on. I said, well, okay, if there's a New York style Sicilian and here's the sheet pan pizzas I grew up in the Valley, okay, there's a hybrid there in between that kind of brings the best of both worlds. So we like to make food that people like to eat, you know what I mean? Keep it simple.
Everything
It's barbecue, ice cream, pizza. We don't need anything other than what people are used to getting. So keep it simple, you know, make fun food. We're gonna be looking to expand our creamery brand some more. I'm sure my brother spoke about that extensively, but hopefully more scoop shops here in the future. And then we always talk, we have usually 1.5 projects in the hopper.
Right.
So for a while it was build the ice cream plant, and then we have the pizza shop sort of on the back burner, and now pizza shop's the front of our brain, and then we'll probably put something else
I'm going to think
in
about
the
that.
back
I'm going to
and
have
see
to put on
what's
my
next.
thinking cap what we need. Sauerkraut? German? Well, the big daddy of this tribe of Hoovers that are taking over the west side of Warren is Eric. And it's so cool that I happen to be here, you know, for the 9th anniversary time. 9 years since you opened this place.
Yeah.
Barbecue heaven. Of all the things, because you also, you know, you went to Johnson Wales.
I did.
Classically trained.
Yeah.
And then why barbecue? Why is that your calling?
Well, I was in school and I learned all these classic fundamentals. I didn't feel connected to what I was doing. Imagine a violinist who learns a classical piece of music and plays it to perfection, but they don't feel that they feel it.
Isn't really in it, yeah.
And so I kind of discovered American barbecue down south. It wasn't part of my childhood growing up.
So what is the clothesline? And when you go on your site,
Oh, you want to
see-
know about the clothesline? Okay.
Yeah.
We have specials that come and go, and sometimes it's like, you know, I stopped somewhere on the way in. Maybe I stopped at Scarpacey's over there, and I was like, you know what? They've got, you know, chayote in stock. I'm going to make a special with that, or fresh tomatoes, or whatever it is. And I'll come in and we'll kick it around in the morning. We'll make something. Sometimes it's enough for 25 people. Sometimes it's enough for 250 people. And we created this sort of like ever rotating clothesline.
It's seasonal, and
It's just
really
like your
helps
clothesline
you,
on the farm. Like it doesn't go up for 2 weeks. When it's dry and we're not selling it anymore, it comes down and we put up the next thing.
Right.
So it's an opportunity for our kitchen staff to both get experience with new ingredients.
Yes.
And so when these clotheslines, don't sleep on them when you come in,
Make
because
sure you try
they're
them.
very unique and they're very good. I'm very proud of them.
What does it take to be a pit master? Is there like a test you take?
Anymore, it doesn't take a lot. I think you can
Okay,
get
you
it from
can
the
just
same.
call yourself
Yeah,
one?
I also have a degree in HVAC and from Sally Struthers, so you can get a pitmaster
And
degree.
you're a minister, you can marry anybody.
Pretty much,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
A pitmaster, I think, should understand how to cook pretty much all the proteins and sides for a traditional American barbecue. Being consistent in your product, we're obviously consistent. We're still open after 9 years, thank goodness.
Really?
So
I feel honored that I'm
people
here for
keep
the
giving me
night.
money. They keep eating. And I'm very thankful. So it's consistent. At what level of consistency? I don't know. I'd like to think it's better than average. I hope. But it's up to us to make sure that each customer is satisfied.
Right. What is the element you must have for barbecue? Fire, smoke, wood.
There needs to be a wood element.
All right.
And I'm not talking about charcoal. You know what? When you open a bag of barbecue potato chips, everywhere, nearly everywhere, that smell is hickory.
Hickory. So that's your
And so
wood of choice.
we opened up a barbecue joint on the west side of Warren where we're not the barbecue capital of the world. So I want from the grandma down the road to the second grader, when he comes into my place, to go, it smells like barbecue.
Right.
So we use hickory. There's tons of great woods out there to smoke with, and I experiment. We play with things, but luckily we have a
consistent, huh?
very good supplier of local hickory, so it's not shipped in. As long as he doesn't go to jail, I'll still be smoking with hickory.
Yeah.